This is me on October 7, 2020, weighing 141 pounds at a height of 5'7", and this is me on June 16, 2021, weighing 149 pounds at, unfortunately, still a height of 5'7". And in this video, I will be showing you what you can expect from an 8-month Natty progression by showing you my own. What is up, fitness crew? Bruno here. My goal with this video is just to show you my progress over the last 8 months and maybe give you an idea of what you yourself can achieve as an average Natty Joe. So I will just be going over my visual and weight changes over the past 8 months, as well as the progression on my main lifts, deadlift, bench, and squat. So the starting point is 7th of October 2020. I had been training for some time before this date, but I didn't really take any progress pics or weigh myself, so I don't really have something to compare myself to, and that's why we're starting here. So you can see that I was a fairly skinny guy at 141 pounds. I think it's safe to say that I definitely had some preference towards certain muscle groups. I remember I worked out my chest and arms much more than I hit other muscle groups, and obviously that caused some muscle imbalances. As you can see, my chest is much more developed than probably my legs and core. So even though that I am quite lean in this picture and I don't have a lot of body fat on me, my core isn't actually that defined. And I think that's one of the main reasons that at the time I decided to go on a lean bulk. So this was around the time that I decided that I wanted to get serious with the gym and my nutrition and try to achieve my dream body. I started weighing myself every morning after using the bathroom and before drinking or eating anything to keep the weight variation to a minimum. Obviously, there are still some weight oscillations, but as I'll show you later in the video, what matters is your weight gain over a long period of time and not daily changes. It was also around this time that I actually started following and progressing in a decent hypertrophy regime. Lifting wise, I was benching 132 pounds, 160 for my baby lift, and 143 for my squat. By the way, all of these numbers are for sets from 8 to 12 reps. I don't really do 1 rep maxes and I don't intend on starting, so that's what we're going with. I think this combination of getting serious with my workout plan and nutrition actually gave me so much motivation to go hard at the gym, and what followed are what I believe to be some of the best lean gains I've made in my life. So fast forward a month and a couple of weeks, on the 21st of November, I was weighing around 143 pounds. That's an increase of 2 pounds, which I think from a beginner to medium level is well within the normal range of what you can expect. Something to consider with all of these photos is that they were not all taken with the same lighting, and believe me when I say that the best ab exercise out there is setting up good lighting. Regardless of this, I think my core is looking much more defined at this point, and I think one of the main reasons is that I'm actually doing my compound exercises like the squat and the deadlift and not skipping them and just doing bench press all the time. Speaking of my lifts, they all increased quite a lot, which again is expected for a beginner. My bench went to 143 pounds, my deadlift went to 187 pounds, and my squat went to 165 pounds. Jumping to December 15, I remember this was the first photo I took, and I looked at it and I was actually quite proud of how things were going. My core definitely showed some definition, my shoulder finally started growing, and any guy will tell you that the little vein on the bicep is one of the biggest motivators you can have. Granted, this was right after a gym sesh, so the pump was on the max, but you know, we're still happy about it, boys. I was weighing around 144.5 pounds, so that's around an increase of 1.5 pounds from last time. Even though that I think the visuals improved a lot, I actually didn't increase my lifts all that much. My bench stayed exactly the same at 143 pounds, my deadlift went to 199 pounds, and my squat went to 171 pounds. 14th of January. I remember taking this photo in my bathroom right after my first home workout because Portugal went to lockdown and obviously the gyms closed with it. I was actually weighing 147.5 pounds, which is an increase of 3 pounds compared to last month. While 3 pounds is quite a lot to put on in a month, since the previous increase wasn't actually that big, it still averages out to the 2 pounds a month I was expecting to put on the first months of training. Visually, I think my arms and shoulders definitely look bigger, My core is still quite defined, although I think I did gain some fat, at least on the bottom row of the abs, which would help explain why I gained so much weight in this last month. Lifting wise, I finally made some progress on my benching to 165 pounds, my deadlift stayed the same at 199 pounds, and my squat went to 176 pounds. Now, as I mentioned, Portugal went to lockdown and the gyms were closed for about 3 months. Now, I did buy a couple of dumbbells and try to do stuff at home, but I think it's safe to say that we engaged in a tactical and clean lockdown fuck all. I could finally hit the gym again on April the 17th and I actually yet put on weight to 148 pounds. You can see that I definitely lost some definition on my core and some muscle mass, which together with gaining weight means that I did put on some fat. My bench actually stayed the same and I fully attribute this to doing a bunch of push-ups at home. My deadlift did go down to 176 pounds and my squat went down to 143 pounds. But anyway, it doesn't matter, we back in the gym, we're thriving, and with summer on the horizon, it was time to go for the turbo shreds. On May the 15th, I was actually weighing slightly more at 148.6 pounds. However, I do think there was a lot of body recomp happening here. Not only is my core starting to get defined again, which means that I did burn that fat on my belly, I also think I recovered most, if not all, of the muscle mass that I had lost during lockdown. I think this is very expectable due to muscle memory and just genetically, I don't tend to store a lot of fat on my belly, which again, good genetic lottery right there. On my lifts, I actually went to the exact same values I had right before lockdown hit. So my bench was at 165 pounds, my deadlift at 199 pounds, and my squat at 176 pounds. On the last date of this video, 16th of June, I was weighing 149.3 pounds. From May to June, I actually think I did a ton of progress, both visually and on my lifts. I'm looking much more defined, which means that I did get rid of some more body fat, but I also think I did put some more muscle mass on, which again is the perfect combination of events. Actually, I didn't change my caloric intake at all during these 8 months, which I think shows that the idea that you need to be on a high calorie bulk to build muscle is completely flawed, and you should never have to compromise body fat to build muscle. But anyway, lifting wise, I upped my bench to 171 pounds, my deadlift to 221 pounds, I'm actually starting to get happy with my baby lifts, and my squat to 199 pounds. So before finishing off, I just want to touch on a point that I have mentioned before. So I just want to show you the difference between the weekly graph and the yearly graph of my weight increase. And I think it goes to show that if you're a beginner and just starting out and you think you're not making a lot of progress, just remember that it takes time and consistency above all. While day to day it might not seem that you're making a lot of progress, at the end of a long period of time you will definitely see the changes and you're going to be thankful that you actually went for it. So yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you for checking in my body update progress. I will be making videos on what I eat on a daily basis, my workout plan, my nutrition, so if you're interested in that, do definitely stay tuned with the channel. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you very much for watching and see you next time. Ciao, ciao!